Hey, what's going on everybody? I'm Frozen and thank you so much for joining me. Today we're checking out some new threads. Check it out. I'm excited for this one. This is the Enlightened Equipment Visp rain jacket. So if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, I put out a video, something like the top 6 items that I'm not gonna bring on my backpacking trips anymore. And one of the items on there was my current rain jacket, which was the Outdoor Research Helium II. Now, despite giving the Helium II a really good first year's use review, I had to submit it to a warranty claim through their lifetime warranty through Outdoor Research, and they sent me a new jacket. That jacket, for whatever reason, and I don't know if the fabric was changed or maybe I just got a dud, I am not sure, but that jacket had a ton of problems wetting out very quickly. And I know for those that are scrambling down to the comments telling me, dude, you need to reapply the DWR solution. Yes, I know, and I've done that. I've actually did that once a week while I was going on some extensive backpacking trips. And the issue was, I just was constantly wetting out. So I'm not sure what's going on with that jacket, but I finally just had enough, and I've been waiting for the fabric to come into stock with Enlightened Equipment for a long time, months, guys. I've been trying to get my hands on this jacket, and it finally came in, and I'm ready to show it off to you all as the replacement to my Helium II. Now, I have not done any testing. This is just gonna be a first looks video. Basically, we're gonna compare the features from the Outdoor Research Helium II versus the Enlightened Equipment Visp. I'm gonna show you what I do and I don't like about the jacket already, and perhaps give you an alternative if this one doesn't work out as well. So first of all, this jacket is the same as the other jacket as far as it's a 3-layer membrane jacket with I think it's a C6 DWR coating. C6 is a really environmentally friendly DWR solution, so it's another little pro of this jacket. Now, I hear that C6 DWR apparently needs refreshed quite often, so I'm gonna keep my mind wrapped around that. Maybe, once every 3 months, I just, reapply the DWR. If you're interested in how to do that, I will link one of my other videos up in the top right corner of your screen to apply that DWR solution. But let's talk about the jacket. Now, this jacket is a very minimalist type jacket, meaning it really doesn't have any pockets, but one thing it does have are awesome little pit zips. In fact, not little, these are 11 inches long in each armpit. So that's gonna be a great feature compared to the Outdoor Research Helium II, which didn't have any pit zips. Now, the OR jacket had a little Napoleon pocket. This one does not. It also stuffed in its own pocket in the interior that I could also double up as using my phone and kind of wrap it up. It kind of was like right in this little position. I don't really use that at all. In fact, they say you can like pack that Outdoor Research Helium II jacket up in its own pocket, but I think after the first year, I realized it's just quicker to just shove it into the mesh pocket in my backpack and be done with it. So not really used to using that on the other jacket really at all, didn't really care. One of the great features about this jacket has adjustable cuffs, thank goodness, because I constantly find myself needing a tighter cuff, right? So I can barely even get a finger in there, that's pretty good. But what happens is I would hold up my camera with the monopod or the tripod or whatever I'm using, and then all the water would run down the monopod and it would end up by my elbow and my sleeve. So it would run through the cuff, go down to the sleeve. I'm hoping that isn't such a huge deal. I can even put a glove or some kind of waterproof mitt over top or underneath of this fabric and really lock that down so it doesn't move, which is something I couldn't do on that jacket. One of the main reasons I chose this jacket over the Helium II, other than to keep me dry, is the length. The length in this small jacket, I wore a medium in the Helium II, is well past my butt. It has a little extension on the back, like a little cape almost on the back. It's cut longer, and I think that's gonna be really good for whenever this jacket tries to ride up, whether I'm using a hip belt or not, but it kind of rides up the back of my backpack. It's not, the Helium II is really not designed for hikers specifically. So the Helium II is a great little rain jacket, I think, if you wear it out in public, but there's some quirks to that thing where it's not really designed to be lumped in with the hiker trash aspect of things. So that's one thing I really do like. The other part of this is there's a lot of adjustment. You have the waist adjustment down here with a drawstring, and you also have I apologize in advance for any microphone noise we're about to hear. The microphone's right here, so I'm hoping I don't brush it with the jacket. But you have an adjuster on the back of the hood that you can use to cinch it to your head. You also have two-way adjustments up here by the collar. And like I said, I'm not gonna zip it up, but this does feel pretty good on my head. It feels very comfortable, even more comfortable than the Helium II. The only upside that the Helium II has over the Visp is in the hood, actually. Where the hood on the other jacket, it had like a bill, it had like a double piece of fabric right here, and it would allow the water to drain just outside your nose. Sometimes it would get on the tip of your nose, not a big deal. But I feel like with this jacket, without that extra little bill, and honestly, you could take care of that with a trucker's hat for those that wear those. I personally just wear a buff or a bandana on my head, so that's not an option for me. But this might just actually fall on my cheeks, and we'll see how that goes whenever I hit the trail with this. I have not been able to test it. I brought it on the last trip, but obviously it didn't rain. It was like 94 degrees the whole time. So we have both jackets on. So the first thing I want to point out is the cuffs, like we talked about before. You can see I can put in a good maybe 3 fingers here where I can barely get one in. There's no way to lock this Outdoor Research Helium jacket down. It just relies on this little piece of elastic sewn into the bottom of the cuff. So that's definitely a pro in favor of the Enlightened Equipment Visp. Another huge draw to this jacket, and hopefully you can see it. I'm a little far away from the camera right now, but we got probably about 2-3 inches in the front, and then a good solid 4 or 5 inches in the back, if you can tell where my fingers are right here. Now the back of the Outdoor Research Helium II is almost covering my butt. With the Enlightened Equipment Visp, it is stretching almost to the back of my leg, right? It's way past the Outdoor Research Helium II. And that was one of the big things that I complained about in the 6 things I'm not bringing video, because what would happen is my jacket would ride up, and then even if I was wearing my Z-Packs rain kilt, which I really like wearing, that's on the chopping block too if that doesn't work out for me. So I'm gonna review it with this Visp jacket before, kind of tossing it to the curb, but the jacket would ride up and my pants would end up getting soaked because the jacket was just, the water was running down the jacket and it was just getting into my pants somehow. And no amount of configuration changes, inside, outside, whatever I wanted to do with that kilt, the rain kilt, it didn't matter. No matter what I did, it was still getting wet. So as far as the weights of this jacket, we're looking at 5.1 ounces for the Visp and 6.3 ounces for the Outdoor Research Helium II. So we're almost saving a whole ounce at this as well, which is absolutely great. Now here's what I was talking about the bill, and we'll go ahead and put both hoods up here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So you see the straight cut, no extra fabric on the Visp, but on the Outdoor Research, it extends a little bit longer, probably about a good maybe inch and a half, and we have this nice little bill. Outdoor Research kind of doubled this material up, maybe, I don't know, maybe even 3 times on the outside to keep its form. And this is one thing I really liked about the jacket, but give and take here. Now, if this jacket honestly doesn't work out for me, my next step is the Montbell Versalite, because one of my Tramline members used that. He didn't have any problems with it, and I've heard nothing but great things about the Versalite. It is 1 ounce heavier than the Visp. I think it comes in at 5.7 ounces, no, 6.7 ounces, something like that. 7 ounces, somewhere around there. But that's gonna be my next step if this doesn't work. Honestly, I've had some really good luck with Enlightened Equipment products, and I've heard nothing but great things about the Visp itself from other influencers, especially like Darwin. He's been using it. Jupiter's been using it. Jupiter is someone I follow constantly, nonstop. He's like my man crush, guys. Don't tell my wife, but yeah, he is like, he's one of my heroes up here, you know what I mean? Like, he's the guy that I watch for information. So I'm really looking forward to trying this Enlightened Equipment Visp. I'm gonna put it through its paces. I'm not super happy that the C6 DWR has a lot of reviews saying that it wears out and needs refreshed a lot, but we'll manage that. Knowing that going in is a great advantage to me, and we'll see how it goes. So this jacket cost me $200. It was a custom jacket, and it comes standard with the pit zips. It used to be an option, but it is now standard. It comes in men's and women's fittings. So if you're interested in a jacket, oh, and speaking of the different fittings, I have a lot more room in my chest and a lot more room to layer with the Visp compared to the Outdoor Research Helium II. I can potentially get a couple insulative layers, a jacket, and maybe even like a hoodie underneath this jacket. So I think it's gonna be really good for the winter as well. But like I said, everything is gonna be tested out. So if you have any questions for me about the Enlightened Equipment Visp or the Outdoor Research Helium II, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching and I'll see you on the trail, everybody. Bye-bye.